What's up, everybody? This is Edward back with another had and YouTube had a live feature where you just do a picture and do a live with audio. I don't understand in the age of podcasting why motherfuckers really are out here thinking that live audio like from your phone. And I'm sure there's an app with that, but obviously I ain't trying to tell y'all to go nowhere else to be following me otherwhere else when I can just do an upload. But that's just a side thought. But anyway, there's gonna be some big stuff coming. I've been buying some software. I've been really looking to see if I can revamp this, turn this into an actual channel with actual libraries and not just me just running my mouth. So I'm excited for that because yeah. But anyway, you see the title. I know some of y'all go and try to tag Obsidian and tell him to come over. Because that's how some of y'all are. But anyway, I was listening to his video and I was featured prominently on it, which was cool. It was cool hearing that. 'Cause usually I hear it's some absolute fuckery, and hearing my own voice played behind that music and shit, it's funny. Um, but it was cool. But anyway, I wanted to kind of do a follow up on that, do a piggyback on that, because at this point, it's really values versus outcomes. And the reason why I say that is everybody's not going to have the same values. Everybody's not going to have the same standards. And to be honest with you, a lot of people don't even have standards. And I'm not just talking about the black community, I'm talking about in general. But the reason why I focus on outcomes is because at the end of the day, I want to highlight and I've told Obsidian this, and Obsidian has agreed with this. When I asked him, would he have any leg to stand on if these women were happy with their situation? If you had women that were legitimately saying, I can get the 8, 9, or 10 nigga that I want, the 6 foot, basics, would you be happy? If these women were out front and honest, well, I won't say honest, but if they were out front and saying, I am cool with that arrangement and I am good with that arrangement as long as I'm getting the dizzick or whatever I want, then, obviously with the female, then Obsidian wouldn't have a leg to stand on. Because at that point, it would be just him shouting into the wind. So a lot of these arguments, the hating arguments, the you just mad arguments, will become a lot more powerful because it would be like, what are you talking to? So part of the manosphere, and this goes all the way back to 1.0, part of the manosphere, because I was even talking about Sergeant Willie Pete. I was thinking about uploading the video. He's another dude from Philly, by the way. Uploading the video where I had some thoughts on some of the colorism stuff he was talking about. But I decided to not do that. Um, it comes back to the same thing. He wouldn't have a leg to stand on, and the manosphere in it of itself, when it's a this conversation, would not have nothing to stand on if the women were happy with their outcomes. And the reason why we have a leg to stand on and unlimited supply of energy to stand on is because women have 3 decades of basically getting on the white man's media, not really telling black men straight up to our faces, getting on the white man's media where black men are not able to respond, and basically lying. Black women have been lying for more than 40 years, longer. If you ask people like GS, and unfortunately, a lot of black men have been perfectly okay with it. This goes back to what Obsidian was talking about when he was saying he's tired of black men, or at least black men like him, being blamed, quote unquote, non-select. I don't select and non-select is a very fluid thing. A man is selected, like, to go back into it. Like, one thing that Danielle said on her platform is she said that you can be a quote unquote middleman and be cheating. Let's be clear here. If a man is in a position to cheat on you, uh, if you take the trick argument out of it, because when she was talking about men, she was not talking about financially generous men. She was talking about men that they choose. Let's say they're second tier. In fighting games, you have tier fighters. They're second tier. They may not be your first choice, but they're going to be your choice you'd be happy with, right? Those are still dudes. Those dudes are still select. Those dudes are still select. Women are not having sex with men they consider non-select, or because they're not biologically able to be sexually attracted to those dudes unless money is involved. So if we're talking about dudes that money is still not involved like that, then they still go into the select category. And see, a lot of folks don't know what the fuck they're talking about when they talk about select and not select, or they do and they choose to make it mean what they want it to mean. You know, it doesn't matter if one dude makes your pussy wetter than another. At the end of the day, if it still makes it wet, that dude is still select. That just is what it is. Unless so middlemen, they're still in that tier. And see, women like to try to diversify that, and no, that's a distinction without a difference. But going back to Obsidian, with the values versus outcomes, again, they're not happy with their outcome, but they have agency, which means they have control over them. And this is the myth that never it keeps coming back around, and it never wants to be addressed. All these women, it doesn't matter how, for the most part, the rare ones, and I'm talking about the 1 in 100 ones, they all, outside of them, they all want to divorce themselves from their own agency. They want to divorce themselves from their own liability in their shit. And that's the problem. They don't want to own it. And in all 12-step programs, no matter what it is, it's always, you must admit that you are liable, because you have to admit, because if you cannot admit you're liable, you cannot empower yourself. As much as women like talk about power and all this, they never want to do the hard shit. They want to say shit, but they don't never want to say, I am in control of who I choose to deal with. Just because I want to fuck a nigga does not mean I should. And in the 90s, to be fair, you had songs that reference that from sisters. Now you don't. Now it's basically its own. Because women, and this is why I take Pre Daniel out of it. You got women that want to act like men. They think they can fuck like men. And women are not psychologically wired to do that. This is why they're so fucked up. It's basically like, it's kind of like wanting to do heroin, but then getting mad when there's like a kickback. You want the high, but you don't want the craving and the fuck up teeth and all the shit that comes up, the fucked up veins that comes, broken veins that come along with that. That's how childish that is. It's like a black man saying that he wants to fuck a crazy bitch because they know how to fuck, but you think I'm supposed to listen to you, bitch, about what the blowback of what crazy bitches do when you walked into that eyes wide open. Or you're older, because remember, we're all adults. So when folks act like dudes be lying and all that, you know the niggas, like, these women be really acting like they don't know, they don't be suspecting dudes that can get pussy on demand. Now they want to be stupid. Now it's like they don't know, or they have no concept. Any other time, they smarter than us, but when it comes to this shit, we just don't know. So let's make the comparison. Obsidian will hold them accountable to a standard, which there's nothing wrong with that, and you have to have somebody that does that. Without standards, it's chaos, it's hedonism. You're basically animals. But my thing is, at some point, you have to meet people where they are as well, and accept that's not who they are. And that's important, because Obsidian can hold people to a standard, but a lot of these dudes, when they talk to these females, in this case, they like to believe their bullshit, because they're always gonna put together a front like ain't nothing wrong with them. Dudes do it too, but women are especially egregious about that, and they'll try to act like, it's always their side and the truth. And their side is never the truth. Their side is never actually what happened as it happened. It is always going to be some bitch shit to make them look like the victim. So as they want that non-sexual, attention and non-sexual energy that comes along with that. They never want to be judged, so they're always going to say shit to make sure they don't get judged. That's how women are wired. That's regardless of race. The problem is you have a lot of women are not as egregious about really thinking, standing on some bullshit. Only black people double and triple down on the bullshit. So I'm always going to focus on outcomes. I'm not going to focus on, what a standard is, because if you are not, I'm not going to talk to somebody like there's a standard that I know they're not going to meet, because that's not who they are. If I'm talking to somebody that I expect a higher standard, that's reflected in how I'm communicating with you. If I'm talking to you like you a hood rat, then that's what you are. I may not come out and say it, but that's what I've identified you as. I don't need you to admit that. That's the marketer in me. I'm gonna meet people where they are, and you have to, because then what we really talking about? If we're just saying, oh well, you should hold that standard, that ship has been sailed, and it's not coming back. It's not. It's not. Look, I prefer girl next door type black women. And when I see them and I identify them, I know how to deal with them. When I deal with somebody that's operating outside of that, I know how to deal with that too. But I'm not sitting here trying to delude myself into thinking that if you show them a mirror, that shit is not going to crack. Show them a mirror and they're actually going to be like, oh my God, this is who I am. I need to change. No, that's not what's going to happen. That's not. And it's never going to happen. Does you need something to remind people of what the standard is? Yes, because people have ADHD. So folks, like every in the manosphere, it's like a new topic every week. So you need somebody to basically keep score and say, look, this is what's going on. Not no crap to you in the moment and you want to rewrite history every day. I'm talking about this is what has been going on and this is what's been talked about and reminders. That's very important. I just want to be very clear that when I'm talking to females, I'm meeting them where they at. If you a hoe, I don't need to disrespect you, but understand, if you one of these chicks that like you always in some shit, you don't want to act like you a hoe, but you always in some shit. Um, I'm not about to pretend like you. If you a victim like more than like one, really more than once, but definitely more than twice, I'm not treating you like a victim. I'm not talking to you like that. I may not be disrespectful to you, but if you actually pay attention to my language, I'm talking to you like I would talk to a female as a porn star. Okay, that's a given. This is what you about. Oh well, I can be a wife too to a normal guy. N- no, you. I don't know why you think that. Because why would a normal guy pick you unless they have no other options? Like seriously. Well, ain't no Like why would you? I mean, there's suckers out here, but it ain't that many suckers on that level. Not like that. So, not like that. It ain't a lot of Dwayne Wades out here. It really ain't. It ain't dudes that are like that, just blindingly goofy. And people say what they want to about Kanye West. Kanye West is probably a handful, and people forget Kanye wanted Kim in the beginning, and then he just waited. But even Kanye lucked the fuck out. Kobe did too. Kobe was smart, but Kobe lucked out. I'm not gonna act like that wasn't luck. Kobe could have easily got a Larsa Pippen, easily, easily. So anyway, let's see what y'all talking about. What's up, Pharaoh? What's up, Darth? What's up, Roger Report? What's up, Naima? Isaiah Smith, just get Tim. You'll be all right. First, the only reason why I ever brought the height thing is because in the colorism debate, you know, women really try to act like they so much oppressed. And let me be clear here. At the end of the day, these hoes still got a womb. So this idea, see, is not equally yoked. And I'm not saying that because I'm crying about my situation. I'm saying that is because it's to highlight the tunnel vision that they have. They care about what the fuck they care about, but everybody else ain't. Folks are supposed to stop the shit they got to deal with to worry about the bullshit they crying about, as if they actually have it in their minds that they are more valuable than other people. So their colorism is more valuable than somebody else's issues. But all these women that want to talk about colorism, they can still get dick. And let a lot of them talk, they can still get a lot of the dudes that they want to fuck. So I'm like, what are you crying about? Well, he don't love me. Well, bitch, sorry, it's what it is. Like, shit, maybe you not a lovable bitch. You ever think about that? Shit. You know? I mean, any woman that want to act like a fuck, have these female rappers today, like running a nigga, these women actually really be thinking in it, and that's what it is. They be having it in it. Joe Budden said it. He said, y'all bitches delusional. Y'all are delusional. And the thing about it is, dudes will admit that, but they don't like to admit the percentage of these women they're delusional. You got females, let's be clear here. You got females that are 4s and 5s thinking they can get dudes just like on par with 8 and fuck a bitch every once in a while. These chicks actually think because these dudes are fucking them, the dudes gonna stay. They really believe that shit. Think about Jesse Williams, the light skinned dude that was caping in BET years ago. Now you look at that situation. I understand emotions and feelings, so I like to give some room for that. But you look at this dude, right? And you look at the chick that she was with, right? Now, I don't judge dudes. I judge dudes based on what women act like. And what women was wounding over that dude when he said that speech, right? And you can basically, I guess, put him in the light skin pass category like Chris Brown. He was on ER. Even Shonda Rhimes is the one that put him on. So that just tells you, right? And he got with dude. He got with chick. And you know what she looks like. Now, to be fair, she's a real estate agent. She's a businesswoman. I would actually respect her a lot on a business level. Would I fuck her? No. Would I get head from her? No. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I would be like worried about how, if she liked me, how to handle that. Because I'm like, okay, this is about to fuck up the money. Because I can tell she's one of them chicks. She's one of them chicks that tricks, that simps. Because as somebody who's been financially successful as she has in real estate, she's trying to match that up with looks. And it just doesn't work that way. Q, she got lucky. She got this dude. This dude not only came up as an actor, because that's like, people don't just get on as actors like that. And I can even make an argument that how Shonda Rhimes viewed him when he got put on ER or whatever those medical shows is, was probably predicated like, this is a light-skinned dude that's with a sister like that. You know what? He can get the token pass, because he kind of fixed those boxes. Right. So basically, he gives 2 kids, 2 light-skinned babies, because she's already proven she likes it to herself. So it ain't like he just came and saw him through. Now, me, I take that as a win. But she ain't, but she mad as fuck. Because, how dare he go with a white woman? Fuck the fact his mother's white. And fuck the fact that he actually dated down as hell. But people would say she tricked on him, which is what it is. He got money. Now he got money. So the kids they got, they can raise them together. But now she's mad. She's mad because she thought that she owned them. Especially in this society where women are forever talking about you don't own me and shit like that. But this dude couldn't move on from her when he put real time into her. Like he did a lot more. He did a lot more than what a lot of dudes would have did. You gotta remember that motherfucker was with her like 6-7 years, waking up with her all the time. And that shit she is the embodiment of the motherfuckers the city and say he will go to hell before he fucking sleep with. If you ever want to know what he's talking about when he says homely and plain face, bring up that chick. That chick is the living example of what the fuck he's talking about. And that dude did that for years and gave her 2 kids. He did his time. He paid for whatever she gave him, he paid for. But it's not looked at like that. She didn't lose none of her money, by the way. He didn't go get, no support from her. But see, that don't matter. Because at the end of the day, they only give a fuck about what they give a fuck about. They have no empathy. Dudes be looking at, okay, how can I do what's fair? They don't look at that. And you see it in how they talk. They always like to call it their perspective or the female perspective. No, it's about this is what the fuck I want. And what I want is 100%. I don't believe in 50, like as far as fair. I believe in winner take all. And I'm like, okay, men can play that game and they can play it better. Because because the only advantage that women ever really have over dudes is dudes handicap themselves because of society and socially they were taught to never go 100% on a female, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, never take them as seriously as you would take a dude. Now it's starting to not be good for your health to not do that. And that's the only advantage they ever had was an artificial one the dudes ever built in. So even this is why dudes like alpha male strategies are so dangerous. And hell, even mode one, because it doesn't matter if you're a pretty boy or you're not a pretty boy. At the end of the day, if you know where you stand with a female, now you know what it is. And that removes it. Because at the end of the day, this idea of select and non-select, that's predicated on the women, the group of women. I can take dudes that are not select, and if you put them in a certain market, they could be select. And I'm not gonna mention names, but there's plenty of dudes, Obsidian included. You throw Obsidian in like Latin America, Obsidian would probably do well. Just because he has this like very forceful, like kind of like macho kind of thing going that they be attracted to. The older with pain shit. That's what a lot of them go for. Now people will say, "Oh, well, that's because they got money." No, that's the culture because they do that now. It's culture. And it doesn't always have to do with money because we can take the money shit off the table because look at what these hoes are doing OnlyFans and sugar babies just like anybody else. So really they're projecting. That's why they say that shit because they know how they are. They know who the fuck they idealize with these rapper bitches all being from the strip club. So this bullshit, no. Anyway, let's see what y'all talking about. The Parker family, why is it that I never want to show my face? Dude, I ain't got no problem showing my face. Shut the fuck up. You got it one more of that. If you talk about me, you got one more of that and you out of here. It's not about not showing my face, dude. I'm a podcaster. I ain't got no problem showing my face. No, will I? That's you right. You right about why says I can't forgive a black man that won't protect his son's masculinity. That black man can rot in Hades as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. And the thing about it is that judge gave Dwayne Wade custody. And the truth be told, Dwayne, yeah. Don't even get me started on Dwayne Wade. And I like Dwayne Wade as a player and all that, but man, no. And there's no way to explain that. Well, yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. Look, let me tell you something. There's some attractive black college black women. They got their degrees, but so it is like a lot of that shit. We try to make everything equally yoked. It's not equally yoked. It really isn't. That's why a lot of times you got to get in there and get what you get, and you got to take the hits that come with that. Sometimes you just do. Like I said in the manosphere, a lot of black men they don't. It's not about approaching on some dating shit. They just don't want to be. Sometimes they don't want to be social. And this is why I always tell dudes, I'm like, you fuck with who fucks with you. And then you build from there. But don't let somebody tell you that you gotta like fuck with a specific group. Otherwise you anti this and anti that. When a lot of these dudes act like they act like black men don't gotta account for sexual access. They really act like women don't have to account for sexual access. Women have to account for security. And for the most part, the government actually takes care of that. Now, once the government starts removing shit, which is part of the burning down policy, that's the cuts policy. Then they worry because now they're really on the hook at that point. And they know that. That's why a lot of times when we have these conversations be like sparse shadow boxing matches. Half the time, motherfuckers be straight full of shit. And they know what they talking about and they try to keep stuff on the back and forth and take the overall part of it out of it. No, Mr. Shane, I disagree with that. I disagree with that. You don't get like that. No, you don't get none, not like that. Cause every gay dude ain't flamboyant like that. Not like that. Not from the start. That has to be nurtured. That shit has to be nurtured. That shit has to be nurtured. That shit has to be fucking nurtured. That shit. So I'm not letting Dwayne Wade have that. I'm not letting him have that. I'm not. I'm not letting you. That's a good try, but I'm not letting him have that. That shit, and it ain't just him. Really, Will. Honestly, Dwayne Wade makes Will Smith, because Will Smith used to be a dude where you start looking at Jaden and looking at how they turned out. But real talk, Will Smith make Dwayne Wade make Will Smith shit not look like a bad, like Dwayne Wade shit is like literally the gold standard for like what in all the fuck. It's the gold standard at this point. It used to be Magic Johnson. Hoes that these chicks are starting to be real nice. You out here in Houston like Amaranth, the trap. That's what it's being. You agree with me for one time? I mean, I don't honestly. I don't know. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say the dude was perfectly fine. Then Gabrielle Union got involved, and then it just went left, like hard left. I don't know. I would not suspect that. I would suspect though that she was definitely not a positive influence. Gabrielle Union is a very beautiful person. She's the type of chick that if she was in my family, I would tell her shut the fuck up every time we were around each other. Like, she's really deliver us from Eva. She is really that chick. The oldest that's just telling everybody what not to do, what to do. And it's the wrong thing. And the thing about it is, if she was not as attractive as she is, which by the way, she is a dark skinned woman, so that is the perfect, and she is not, her face is not like a white woman. So this is another hit to the colorism criers. Gabrielle Union Gabrielle Union's situation, I can't find a lot of light skinned women at that level. But Nicole Murphy doesn't have that situation. And Gabrielle Union is not super intelligent. Gabrielle Union probably has one of the best situations per, like, economically where she's at. Because Dwayne Wade is like 10 times, worth 10 times more than her. Like, Gabrielle Union's not worth that much money. She was worth like 4 million. And in California, that's not shit for somebody at her level with the opportunities that she had. Especially genetically, how she's holding up. And to be fair, a lot of her money comes from brothers. Her money comes from brother movies. Deliver Us from Evil, all those are black centered movies. So the community, black Hollywood took care of her. Let's keep it all the way real. White Hollywood wasn't fucking with her like that. She was too black. It doesn't matter what her smile and stuff was. And I know that's hard to say, but that's them white folks. Black Hollywood took care of her though. She, if it wasn't for Dwayne Wade, if it wasn't for that one nigga saving her, she would be Stacey Dash. Tell me I'm lying. She would be just like Sanaa Lathan. Or just like Holly Berry, get with low-level white boys, and just getting ran the fuck through. Which Holly Berry can pull it off because she's mixed. It is not a lot that would have had her on that Queens and Wine bullshit. Like Lisa Ray, who's light-skinned, like Vivica A. Fox, who's on the lighter side of the paper bag. Claudia Jordan is technically mixed. She's got a white mother. She got the genetics of a white woman. She really does, which I'm like, damn. So remember, Dwayne Wade saved her. And my thing is, it's like, dude, if you wanted the fuck, then damn. But you really saved this bitch. And she know it. And all she did is like, don't get me started on that. That's the Dwayne Wade shit is way worse than the Russell Wilson shit. It's way worse. And if BGS tell me that Dwayne Wade is doing it for business, I swear to God. If he try to say that, Magic kept his son. Magic managed that. See, you got to remember, Magic fucked up. Magic damn gave AIDS to his entire family off creeping. So Magic. The fact that his wife stayed, Magic didn't have room to do or say shit. Because you got to remember, Magic's money got cut off at the knees And that's what a lot of people don't realize about Magic. Magic got cut off pretty much at his prime, like earning power. So the fact that he's the businessman he is, really, Magic can't say shit. So yeah, considering that, yeah, he did a good job. He did a good job as far as when you well say that, but when you look at what he had to work with, given how bad he fucked up, yeah, because they can always back to that. And I bet you, as much as he do shit, his son, I bet you she probably say that. But well, maybe if she didn't have no DNA, he wouldn't be like that. She is exactly who she is in the movies. And I'm gonna tell you, see, I don't even bring her like that, but I let you know, Gabrielle Union's gotten away with murder. So when motherfuckers be trying to act like, oh, well, because they're dark, you did not, that's bullshit. Because Gabrielle Union got probably the best situation considering her thought. She actually won her thought pot of gold. And it's very rarely women get that. So I don't want to hear it. I don't. Because when people really understand, Gabrielle Union A's does not have money like that. A lot of y'all don't be understanding that. When they be saying you like 5 mil or less and you in California, you ain't paid. You really ain't paid like that. Because when you look at what it takes to keep that lifestyle, and you know how women are, they want that lifestyle because that's how they keep score. That's why she was trying to sue BET for that being Mary Jane money. She needed that shit. And then she had the nerve to tell Dwayne Wade she know how to deal with his money better than him. Dwayne, man, and see, when you think about it, this is why Dwayne Wade was able to take a backseat to LeBron like that. And I'm not even trying to play Dwayne Wade, but that shit has to you have to hold that up. It's like, don't do that. You right, Excalibur, she probably is average. But I'm saying, but my point, it doesn't matter because she doesn't have average results. Because she can be average, but guess what? Them niggas with money didn't think she was average. See, think about this. And I moved off from the regular topic, but think about this. She was started up in 2008 and 2007 or 2006. Remember, she's in her 40s. It's 2020. She's like 37. So like 2013, she was that whole time she was starting it up in her 40s. Not her 30s, her 40s. Now I get she's famous, so that comes to the territory, but she's dealing with dudes that are at that level now. And then Dwayne Wade was always in the background. So this idea that black men be really colorful, I'm not saying that they be just uplifting dark skinned women out of the ether, but the reality of the situation is if it's proximity and they look good, they can get it too. It's just they're usually not in proximity because they're not getting uplifted by the powers that be. And that's the problem with white dudes. That's not a problem with that's not a problem with what black men are doing. Cause it's not because black men do be uplifting a lot of these chicks out of obscurity. Where you think these baby moms be coming from? Y'all think that just be coming out of nowhere? Miss Shane, that I agree with. I think she did steer him into being that. And the thing about it is, you know, yeah, that's not a good look because that's like a pet project. I think she had miscarriages. To be fair, Peekaboo looks at the lap like, what are you talking about? Black men are visual. So what do you like? Y'all be saying, I don't know why y'all be hanging around here and then you just say dumb shit that don't even add to the conversation. Let me tell you something. When I bring, if I am, I don't listen to female spaces like that but when I do the best I can to add some perspective. I really don't sit there and just go back and forth on some tick and tack shit like a kid. Oh, y'all must look good. So what are you doing judging her? What are you talking about? And that's on Magic, you know. Magic he checkmated himself. But hey, it worked out for him. It worked out for him. And you know what's interesting about that? You know what's interesting about that? Because folks will talk about Juanita Jordan. So Juanita Jordan got 100 out of what's it called, and Magic fucked up like that, and like that. The public, I mean, that's like the worst you could do. That was like worse than Kobe, the Kobe situation. And Magic is pretty much on par. Magic is gonna be one of the next dudes to hit a bill. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying, oh, women should stay through cheating, but they be, cause, and I look at Nicole Murphy. Nicole Murphy blew all the money she got from um Eddie, all of it, like a fool. Like again, you can tell these folks are not thinking long term, and at the end of the day, like you worrying about where do who will do fucking, that's some childish shit. That's some ego driven shit to be real with you. It really, oh well, it's the same in reverse. No, it's not, because when men invest in women, women don't invest in men. You all take risks. That's what you all take, because you all take risks on horse betting on horses that can take you places you can't take yourself. This is why I let women like Jennifer Lopez and shit go, because they got their own shit so they can do what they want. But most of y'all ain't that. So there's a difference. And see, women always try to act like that shit is equally yoked, and it's not. Mr. Shane, I wouldn't be surprised if Dwayne Wade was a bisexual. I really wouldn't. I really wouldn't. And I don't believe in bisexuality, but that's what he would say. He would try to say that. Yo, I didn't even look at that video. I didn't even look at that video. I need to check it out. But I told y'all, yeah, Gabby ain't paid like that. If Dwayne Wade ever woke up on his ass, on her ass, the problem is they got a kid. So now it's like he invested. But yeah, no, it's miscarriages. Mr. Shane, I understand that he was into her. A lot of them dudes, when they get with these older chicks, that's what it is. They were young, and these older chicks was on their wall, and they said, if I get on, that's who I'm getting. That's stupid. I understand wanting to fuck a bitch, but damn, like that is on some I don't grow shit. It's one thing to even get a chick that looks like that, but to get that chick, it's like, come on, man. That's what happened. I don't care. I don't give a damn what BTS say. That's what happened with Russell Wilson. That's what be happening. That's how Lala got Carmelo. They be getting these dudes young on some predatory shit. And hey, the game is the game. But these dudes be really. That's why you see a lot of these dudes. Hell, Usher. Now that one of them women's fault. Usher be legit liking chicks that's 10 years older than him. I'm not talking about fucking these bitches. I'm talking about really settling down for these chicks. That is what it is. Well, and this is again when you understand the gynocracy, you understand those dynamics. And that's what happens when these dudes be always on the fence and not want to really acknowledge that's what it is. You don't think about it, because real talk, older women actually like me. So that shit was actually easier. That's why y'all keep talking about select and non-select. I'm like, that depends on what vector. And when I say older, I mean when I was like 25, it'd be like 33. Right now I'm 33. It'd be like 39, 38, some shit like that. And these be good looking chicks. But my thing, and so on the sexual access front, you have that to look at. But at the same time, you got to really think like, well, damn, why is that? And that's now it's different reasons why that is. But dudes be. And see, this is shit that never gets brought up. If you listen to females, they will never bring that shit up. Because let them have it. It's a whole bunch of older dudes fucking younger women. Which that happens to all dudes. But they don't talk about what happens in reverse. And that doesn't happen in the white community like that. Not like that. Not like that. That shit is called out. Because white dudes don't be putting up with that shit like that. What's good, man, Code? I think she finally did have one. So yeah, he gave her a kid. Think about that. She had 9 miscarriages. And if that's accurate, because I don't know if they adopted one and then got another one or what, I don't know. But if he did do that, then that means he gave her a kid. He gave her a kid when she had 9 miscarriages. So you know she wanted one. At 40, what, like 45, 44? Think about that shit. But see, folks, and dudes don't really keep score like that because dudes don't think that way. But you got to, because you let her tell it, she'll act like he saved her when he is like 8 years younger than her. People forget Dwayne Wade is 38. Think about that. But dark skinned women stay loose. Nah, fuck out of here. Even still, is he still gave her one? My point is, there's a difference between being into older women and you thinking you gonna marry and live happily ever with one on some Ashton Kutcher bullshit. There's a difference. And black men tend to not know what that difference is. And if you actually look at a lot of these dudes, you will find that an alarming percentage of black men are with black women that are older than them. And I promise you, it doesn't work. It only works that way. I don't even think Africans and Caribbeans do that shit. I think that's an ADOS black woman thing. And that is, there's something different there. That's why when people always act like when I bring up this gynocracy shit, that I'm just making some shit up, pulling it out my ass. They always try to discredit it, even though they ain't got shit to discredit it with. So they try to make it about me. And I'm like, once you did that, you already lost. It's like saying, oh, well, he's saying that the world is round when I know when it's flat. Let's make it about him and say he's speaking blasphemy, because we don't want to talk about that because we don't want to address that. I mean, I deal with black women all the time. I just deal, I just always have this clockwork in the back of my mind. There's nothing wrong with dealing with black women. You just have to because what they can do is really predicated on you falling for the hype. And it ain't just black women, it's non-black women too. I don't trust non-black women either. I don't have this thing. Oh man, if you just deal with non-black, no, 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 no. I separate them too. I just don't fuck with them like that. That's why I'm not making a video. I don't have a thing talk about white female fuckery or anything like that. Because why? Why? I don't fuck with them. I mean, I fuck with them, but I don't fuck with them like that, like that. Same thing with Latins. When Latins like to play stupid, Latin women love to play stupid. They love to play stupid. That coy bullshit. So yeah, I could come at you with multiple vectors. I don't, and see, that's the problem. People be like, well, you don't talk about equality because I don't deal with it equally. I don't. So why would I sit and see? That's the problem. They're looking for some equal shit because they're looking for some emotional bullshit. Like think about it. if a if a black woman had a channel and she was talking about nothing but white men all the time or non-black men all the time and they ain't shit, wouldn't you assume that they deal with non-black men? You wouldn't assume, well, they ain't never mentioning brothers, so they must be cool with the brothers. No, that's not how dudes think, but that's how women think. Because women, oh, stop talking about us. Why don't you make me feel better? This is not a woman's space like that. It doesn't matter. I'm listening, so it's a space while I'm listening. You hear? But that's how they think. They really think because they think because they in our space and they listen. And you know who else thinks like that? White dudes be thinking like that. They'll come over here and they think, well, you shouldn't have invited me if you didn't expect me to take over. They think just like that. I So anyway, of course. And then she lied about it ever since. The synthetic one lied about it ever since. Talking about like as if the shit ain't out there. And I'm like, ain't nobody really willing to dig and find the shit. But yeah, she talk about I ain't never did. She tried to make it like white men tricked on her, which white men may have had the money. She just dealt with them. Like she tried to think that like so that's how. I mean, and my thing is, I'm not even mad because real talk, it's like the whole family deal with white folks. I mean, you in Seattle. So I mean, it is what it is. But don't be coming in here like, I gave it because this is the thing. Black women be real. This is why it's not seen as who you have kids and marry. It's always who you fucking. Because that's a distinction without a difference to black women. It's a distinction without a difference to black women. Who black. That's why they always talk about sex and cheating. Because it's some child high school shit. At the end of the day, if he's cheating, why you with him? You with him because being in that relationship is better than the alternative. You know why. So what? You expect other people to give a fuck about what you talking about when you know why you fucking in that situation? She try to act like that's what happened, but that's her side of the story, which is on some bullshit. That ain't the whole side of the story. Because if that's really what it was, she wouldn't have that anger like she does. See, most folks will use pro-black shit to hide behind a lot of shit. That's why you gotta look past that sometimes. That's why when people always used to say about her, oh, well, she's saying some real shit. I'm like, when and where? And nobody can ever produce that to me. And I'm like, at the end of the day, you all are kind of choosing not to hear the whole thing. Even dudes that I talk good about, I can tell you what I agree with, what I don't agree with. And I don't even gotta listen to them for a long time because I'm listening to the whole thing. She would, but at the end of the day, I'm sure they did try to take over his panel because what happens is, these folks be getting in their head where they be really thinking it just because, see, if you treat them with respect, they see that as a weakness. And that's sad, but that's what it is. So they think that's a license to take over. And I'm like, that's not what that was. But that's how they act. And they don't know how to act right. They don't know how to say, I'm getting a little, let me give a little. They don't know how to do that. It's either it's and I should do a video, I should do a stream about that. The winner take all mentality of sisters. And then when Alpha Male Strategies had that same philosophy, everybody, including me, had something to say about it. Now I said what I said about it because at the end of the day, I know how karma can be. And if you're gonna play with that Sith magic, that Sith energy, then if you're not ready to deal with the blowback of that, which a lot of dudes aren't, because a lot of dudes will fall asleep at the wheel while they doing some bullshit. Then when that shit comes back at you, this is where nigga got killed come from. Nigga got stabbed come from. Nigga throat got slit come from. Nigga got shot in the back of his head because the bitch was cheating on you on Facebook going viral for the wrong reason. This is how that shit happens. Because you sleeping at the wheel. You know you doing bullshit, but you sleeping at the wheel. Fucking quarantine. I'm gonna start calling this quarantine radio. Anyway, what time we working with? Okay, 6:03. I mean, I see it. I mean, sometimes on this phone I can't delete everything, but I mean, that's some loser ass shit. Yeah, they do. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna say this and then I'm done. The thing about maintaining the frame is what a lot of people don't understand about maintaining the frame is the more you maintain the frame, the more you lose respect for women. So you maintain the frame, and then you start to realize, okay, these are not. This is what folks don't understand. You maintain quote unquote the frame, and you start to realize women are not real people, and they should be treated like real people. You start to dehumanize women because they're not human. Because you start to really lose respect for them in the sense of they want an image. So if you're giving them an image, you're not going to give them an image and then treat them with respect, because you're not going to respect somebody that will fall for an image. You won't. So you start getting, this is how a lot of alpha male strategies logic come from. Because he's like, because that is that image. This is what he talked about with lying. Because when you put up an image, you lying. And again, that's and see, my point to me always saying this, and this is coming back to the outcome shit, is at the end of the day, you attract who you are. That is one of the basic laws of attraction. And if you want to sit here in front like that's not what's going on, then I don't know what to tell you. Maybe that you just put on this earth to get fucked over. And it may just be that simple. Oh, Tory Lane's already got quarantined. Like, yeah, I think I saw that. And it's not even, and let me tell you something. It's not about this, oh, I don't like women. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Because if you show me something different, you're going to get treated different. They know what the fuck it is. Like Donald Trump say, you know how they are. I need to get that damn clip. That'd be a good clip. You know how they are. Anyway, y'all, be looking for that super chat, because I'm gonna be putting that super chat out soon. I'm really gonna try to start turning on the streams. When I say streams, not so much the streams that I'm doing, but I'm gonna really start making sure I have really strong panels. Really get the panels popping of the kind of panels of folks that's got less subscribers than me. Um, really, and I'm telling y'all need to be ready. It's gonna be some females on my shit, because that seemed to be where the funnest streams are. So I don't want to hear that. Oh, you got women on here. Let's just hear men talk. Look, we got enough streams out here where it ain't no females on here like that. So y'all be killing me. You got Zero, Bernard Riley, um, BGS Igmore when he's on, Art of Igmore, Roger. I mean, there's enough stream openings. I don't even do my streams like that, as far as panels. Obviously, fantastic. You got enough stream openings that there's always room, and bitches are not on most of these streams. Hold on one second. Anyway, well, with that being said, yo, I'm done with this stream. So be looking out for that. She'll probably come around. But it ain't a lot. It really ain't after that bullshit. It ain't a lot of chicks around like that no more. So anyway, so I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna go down. To be honest with you, I ain't really thought about it like 100%. But so don't think that's it's just come out of the gate and that's just what's gonna be out the gate. But I'm telling y'all straight up, don't be like fucking surprised and then oh my god, I don't hear that. I really don't because I don't because at the end of the day, what my objective is to have very strong conversations as far as and they're gonna be not on some nigga shit because you know I don't do the nigga shit like that, but no spin, very entertaining but very poignant convos. You know, so that's the goal. So anyway, just keep that in mind. Honestly, man, look, I'm not. And at the end of the day, when you look at like what happened with cocaine and all that, because I still don't know exactly what she did, but at the end of the day, I mean, you know, I told folks about jumping back and forth on different people's shit. I told folks about that shit. So real fucking talk, that just is what that is. So it ain't about folks being, you know, I get what you're saying about the darling shit, but at the end of the day, man, this shit is an open call. Any chick that want to come on can come on. You know, but a lot of these chicks, they want to come on, but they want to come on and be able to run shit and carry that female bullshit that they on when they on them female channels where, cause you know, them chicks don't be having dudes on there, or when they do have dudes, they don't be letting them dudes really say what they need to say, or the ones that they do be moist as hell. They are very selective with in the manosphere. If a woman really want to come on and give her perspective, she knows how to do so. Let's keep that real. She will be cross-examined, but she is allowed to do so. Dudes are not like, I can't go on half these 6 channels and really say what the fuck it is. You got a couple, but at the end of the day, a couple and a couple of small ones. And keep in mind, a small channel for a female, you know, because especially these chicks, you know, they be getting off on their looks. But the point is, unless you come in with some fucking equally yoked bullshit, which on its face you know ain't right. You want some, I'm on a female channel, let me split the difference as much as possible. So let me dilute what I'm saying. So it basically sounds like we on the same team, but I'm basically cutting both of my nuts off over there. That's basically what them niggas are doing. So they sit there and they validate a lot of what these chicks will say, but they never like, no, they just leave it. They get a period at that point rather than actually like they're not holistic about the shit they talk. And they know they're not. And then they'll come over. I mean, I know the dudes, then they'll come over here and then they'll try to say, well, the problem is I'm being biased. It's like, no, you compromise yourself. And because it's not about compromise like to the extent that right is wrong is wrong. The thing is, you compromise yourself. So now anything that anybody like basically saying what it is seen as, oh, they're just being biased. No, I'm not being biased. You compromise yourself. There's a difference. You know what the fuck I'm saying is right. But because you don't want to go over there with it, you want to go over there and make everything look like candy cakes and rainbows because the objective is feelings. The objective is making them feel good, not really saying what's right. So if your objective is eliciting emotions out of people, then at the end of the day, you have those priorities. Then at the end of the day, you're gonna go about that a different way than if you just telling it like it is. I've always been about putting all the cards on the fucking table and then sort the bitches out. That's it. Where you fuck it up, where I fuck it up, what is the ratio? I've never been about, oh, well, I want to make everybody feel good. No, does your shit hold the fuck up? And I know there's a couple of people that try to act like I talk out of both sides of my mouth, and I don't. That's why I'm, because they think I'm trying to have my cake and eat it too. I said, oh, no, I've been told that. And the reality is, it's like, no, it's not that I'm fucking talking out of both sides of my mouth. It's that you want to make something all one way or all the other way. And that's not how life is. But see, on the shit that these motherfuckers be talking about, they be wanting to have their cake and eat it too over there. And you see it because this is how you know somebody's on that bullshit. If especially if you're not getting personal, if you're asking them a question about like something, a general situation, and they don't want to answer or they want to make it personal. It's one thing, because I understand people not wanting to talk about their personal shit. But if you sit there, you ask them a general question, they act like they don't want to answer it, then that's how you know they full of shit. At least on that particular thing. because they don't want to admit what is really going on. If they don't think it is, just say you don't think it is. But you know the type. You know the type. Zaza Ali is bigger than the manosphere. That's why she hasn't made her way over there. And the reality is, a lot of look, I treat again. I don't, I don't treat. I treat these women just like people. I'm very neutral with these conversations. I'm not on here trying to fuck bitches, fuck motherfuckers on YouTube. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be straight up like that. I just any of y'all out here finding motherfuckers on YouTube fucking I mean, really, is it really that few fish in the sea that that's where y'all hunting for pussy? Like seriously, is that really where y'all hunt for pussy? Y'all turning YouTube into Black Planet? Like for real though, for real though. And I'm not trying to throw shade at nobody, but I'm keeping it all the way to fuck a buck. Anyway, what's up, Keith? With that being said, I'm out. I ain't got no problem with Jessica. Jessica's cool. Jessica tells it like it is. But like I said, folks are cool till they not. And I like I said, even when it came to that cocaine and her shit, I was neutral about that shit. She called it out. I acknowledged she called it out. And then I said, look, I told her, I said, if that shit is going on like you saying it's going on, that shit will air itself out. And apparently that shit did. I didn't say that once, but I said I'm not gonna let nobody just bum rush shit and they don't get a fair shake. And the shit aired itself out. And it is what it is. I'm neutral. Like on that shit. I don't be sitting there because I don't do that simp shit. I don't. And motherfuckers say that shit and they be in these bitches DMs and shit. Any of these females, they done contacted me first. I ain't called them. And I don't even talk about shit like that because I'm not in shit like that. What is level? Well, man, code. There's levels to the manosphere. You got niggas. You like there's levels to the manosphere, dude. It's only like three people, like really two, maybe three, that's got my phone number in the manosphere. Only two. That's got my real phone number. Because at the end of the day, I know how motherfuckers are. But anyway, with that being said, I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the support. Like I said, we're gonna do it big. I'm definitely gonna try to turn up the streams, turn up the value, turn up the content, turn up the conversation. Definitely, I'm gonna start trying to do some more uploads. I got some really good stuff coming. Um, and yeah, I'm about to really like you're gonna see me do an acceleration of content because when I can do uploads, I can put a lot in an 8-10 minute video. So make sure y'all really like I might I'm probably gonna create another. So I want to give y'all a couple of announcements right now since I got 84 of y'all on here. So I'm going to create a Telegram, another Telegram thing. So this is what I want. I'm gonna want y'all to be in that Telegram. I'm gonna start expanding social media as well. I might create another social media page or at least activate one I've had activated. Um, and yeah, because we're gonna get this thing popping, like for real. And I'm gonna really need y'all to help spread it. And I'm gonna really put this stuff together. It ain't gonna be just the live streams like I'm doing right now. It's gonna be some really good content. It's gonna be on the schedule. It's gonna be at a certain time, maybe a certain hour. It's not gonna be just one, it'll be a few. I'm gonna really start to reaching out to other folks on in kind of the the stream situation. I know when BGS has a time, he'll hop on. There's gonna be other people. We really gonna have some really good conversation, and we really gonna put it down. And it ain't gonna be just dudes. It'll be a couple of chicks. It'll be some chicks too, because those are always fun when they get called on their shit. And if they say some real shit, they say some real shit. So we really gonna turn this up because right now I'm at like 3,033, and I'm really wanting to accelerate that. I've been kind of always simmering my stuff because I always cared about viewership. So yeah, we definitely gonna get this stuff cracking like it needs to be. So be prepared for that. I mean, well, he can do that. He can do that. But at the end of the day, man, they don't again, and I don't want to like get diluted from and say, but they never. You got to understand, they never want to be caught. It's not even about being called out. Most of the shit that I say to help. I don't say this shit to be like, you ain't shit, you don't deserve shit. I say, look, if you want what you want, you're gonna have to be honest about where you are to get to where you need to go. Cause time ain't forever. And trust me, that's not some shit that I think is like I'm immune to. So but hey, I say what I say. People take it how they take it. It is what it is. But anyway, be checking that shit out. I'm definitely gonna get better with the subscriptions, as far as like descriptions and shit like that. So be looking for that. But you're gonna see an amplification of a lot of stuff. You may even start to see me putting some blog posts out. Because some of this stuff I want to document, some of this data I want to document. You're gonna see a lot of good stuff. So with that being said, this is Edward signing off. Peace. Yeah, African, it is the move. And it's definitely something I'm gonna be doing on the low. That Telegram is good. It's on the phone, it's good. It's something that's easy to get. So peace out.